Hey guys, today's an exciting day. It is Real Clay Day. Woo. A lot of you guys really love Real Clay Day because we only do it once a year and it's so special and fun. So let's just really quick talk about real clay. Remember that it comes from underground, deep down underground, and it is actually like tiny particles of broken down stone mixed with water, and so it's really squishy, right? And we can mold it and squish it, and then we once we're done squishing it into the shape that we want, we let it dry first, and then we put it into the really hot oven called a kiln. So in the kiln, your clay has a chemical change and it turns into something called ceramic glass. Ceramic glass is the kind of material that you would see a plate made out of, or maybe a coffee cup. And the first time we take it out of the kiln, it doesn't have any colors on it. So after we take it out of the kiln the first time, then we add something called glaze, which is special stuff that's kind of like paint that we put on the outside of our real clay artworks. And then we put it back into the kiln, and those colors turn bright and shiny, and they will be on the outside of your clay sculpture forever. So check it out. I'm going to show you something new today to try out of clay. Remember that if for some reason you don't want to try the new thing that I show you today, then you could try something else, but it might be a good idea to practice with modeling clay first, just because sometimes things don't always work out in clay the way we want them to. So check out what I'm going to show you today and get excited for Real Clay Day. Okay, so today what we're going to do is we are going to be making a clay turtle. So first what you're going to want to do is break your clay piece into two parts, and one you're going to set to the side and one we're going to work on right now. We're going to start by making a pinch pot. So you might remember this from a while ago, but first what you do is roll your clay into a ball. Then you take your thumb and you make a dent. If you have any cracks, you can use a tiny bit of water to smooth those out. Take your thumb and make a dent, and then you're going to pinch and you're going to smooth and pinch and turn until you get a pinch pot shape, which also works great as a turtle shell shape. So again, if you get any cracks in your clay, you can, push and smooth with your thumb. You can also use a tiny bit of water on your fingers to smooth it out. So make it nice and smooth. And then once you have your shell the way that you want it, you're going to set that to the side while we work on the next parts of our turtle. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to break my other piece of clay into 5 parts. So I'm going to do 4 legs and a head. You could also do maybe a tiny little part for a tail. But this part's important. I'm going to roll these into a ball and then roll them into a coil or like a snake shape. I'm going to make sure it's nice and smooth. And then anytime that we are attaching two things together, guys, we need to take a pointy tool and we need to make little scratch marks on the clay. So all I'm doing is kind of making some crisscross like scratch marks on there. I'm going to do that on both pieces with my tool. I need to scratch it, and then I'm going to put some water, a little bit of water with my finger on there, and that's going to kind of act like glue, and it's going to hold those things together. I'm really going to push it on there. So I like to call that scratch and attach. Okay? So that's going to make sure it stays. If you don't do that step, your legs are going to fall off of your turtle. We don't want. Okay, so I'm going to do that with the rest of my legs and also the head on my turtle shell. I'm also going to draw some designs on the shell with my tool. Okay, so here is my turtle and how it looks once I'm done. I used my tool to draw some lines on the shell, poke some eyes, maybe make a mouth. Okay, and then the last thing you're going to do is on the bottom somewhere, I think the leg was easiest, you're going to maybe write your initials, or you could write your name. And then I always like to put the year, that way I made it, so I know what year, how old I was when I made it. Don't forget that you do need to scratch and put water in between everything that you stick together. So I did that with the head and all the legs. Good luck on your turtle.